What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the announcement of Akim and Rafael as the number 8 and the number 10th bodybuilder in the world. They are going to be battling it out at this upcoming Romania Pro for the Olympia qualification 2025. So no surprise there at all, as I just kept telling you guys that Rafael might compete sooner than expected, because both of these guys, they were staying in a superb shape after the Olympia this year. And actually, I am kinda surprised why some of these other guys, they did not go for this show and have a chance for an early qualification for the Olympia next year. Now, on paper, I have to say it is pretty clear that this is Rafael's show to win. And this is also a great chance for him to improve on that Olympia look. But then again, I have to say it can go either way. Because as you guys know, as per the scorecards, Akim actually did beat Rafael at the finals of the Olympia this year. Yes, he was ahead of Rafael. Now Rafael did a very long diet for this year's Miss Olympia. And what we saw from him earlier this year, when he was getting ready for the Arnold Ohio this year, that was one of his all-time best. So by the time he was ready for the Arnold Brazil, he was totally burnt out. And he narrowly escaped the loss against Tony Burton. Those additional few weeks of dieting, that just did not help him at all. But if he shows up a bit more improved, compared to what we saw at the Olympia this year, I have to say he is gonna be extremely hard to beat. He is just too damn complete, especially from the back, contrary to his main opponent here, Akim. And also we have to keep in mind, here in Romania, Akim won't have the chance to get more tighter from the prejudging to the finals, just like he did at the Arnold, just like he did at the Olympia this year, because Romania Pro, that is a one-day show. So he needs to show up at his 100% at the prejudging if he wants to have a shot at Rafael, not to mention massively improved. Now if you guys remember, at the finals of this year's Arnold Classic, when Akim showed up way improved at his all-time best, he was able to beat multiple guys, but not Rafael. But still, it is great to see two of the top 10 guys in the world right now going for this show and an early qualification. So I really wonder why Behrouz hasn't made it official that he is doing this upcoming Romania Pro. He won't have any issues traveling there. He will obviously get the visa. Because the fact is he has done this show multiple times. And even logically speaking, he must put all that effort, all that energy of dieting and training, and spending all that money to good use. Because you guys already know that he was getting ready for this year's Miss Olympia, where he unfortunately could not compete for the third time in a row. So I have got to say he must compete here, so that all his effort doesn't go to waste, and also to potentially add another pro win to his resume, and also get the Olympia qualification for next year as early as he possibly can. Because the thing is, all of us will be thrilled to see him go up against the likes of Rafael, because both these guys have gone up against each other back in 2021, and that was also in this same show where Behrouz made his pro debut. And he did lose to Rafael here. But the thing is, his physique now, that has changed drastically since then over the years. And this, I believe, will be a great matchup. So Behrouz was probably training in Bino's gym in Dubai. He is there to attend the Dubai Muscle Show. And so far, there hasn't been any announcement by him or his coach Milo Sarcev regarding his competition plans for the future for 2025. So there is another big name competing here in Romania, and that name is also from Brazil. And we cannot forget about him, Marcelo, aka Harsamdi. So he was third place finisher at the same show last year, behind Samson Dauda and Behrouz when he made his pro debut. And nothing gave Harsamdi more hype than the look that he brought to Romania last year. Now I personally think that he decided to step back on the stage a little too early. And that opinion, that is based on how he looked at the Arnold Ohio earlier this year. Not only he missed on conditioning mark, but the overall muscularity that he had, that wasn't even close to any of these guys who placed top 6 in that lineup. And typically these guys go for an 8 weeks health phase, in which we all know they make very little progress. So how much improvements Harsamdi was able to make in just a few months of off-season after this year's Arnold, and especially in his back shots, more specifically the back double biceps? Well, we are gonna find out in 2.5 weeks' time. Next up is the physique update from Rubiel Mosquera, aka Naxela. So Prague Pro is exactly 3 weeks away. So what do you guys think? Is he gonna be stage ready in 3 weeks time? And even if he gets ready, does anybody really think that he's gonna be even close to Martin Fitzwater? Especially in terms of condition, if in fact he decides to go for this show. I am afraid the flaws in Rubiel's physique, they are still the same that we saw last year when he made his pro debut in Prague. Shoulders are still way too small, especially for his huge chest, not to mention his humongous arms, and that just throws off the balance. But that being said, let's not forget that he was able to beat a guy like Nathan Diesha at his pro debut last year, who we all know is the most winning active IFB pro at the moment. So despite those flaws, the judges are ready to reward that physique because of that size, because of that freak factor, provided that he comes in condition, if only he is separated and really peeled. So I have to say he literally has been prepping for the entire year because he was supposed to compete at the Arnold, then the New York Pro, then Italy Pro. But the fact of the matter is that he just did not do any of these shows. Now if Rubiel shows up here in Prague, he is gonna face the most fierce competitor in the form of Martin Fitzwater, a guy who just shocked everyone by putting this thought in many bodybuilding fans that he should have beaten Derek Linsford at his first ever Miss Olympia. So I'm gonna say place your bets. How many of you guys think that Rubiel is actually gonna do this upcoming Prague? Next up we have a post-Olympia physique update of Hadi Chupan, posing with his sons. So Hadi Chupan has already cemented his legacy as one of the all-time best bodybuilders in the Pro League, regardless of whether he is able to ever reclaim the Olympia title back. The thing is, the man is always gonna be Miss Olympia, the greatest bodybuilder from Iran. So Hadi during his prime time, he's making sure he makes the future champion as well. His oldest son loves training, and for his age, that's a good physique right there. And I am sure he will follow the footsteps of his father because of the love and the respect that Hadi Chupan gets from the Iranian fans. That is just beyond belief. So this is gonna be a very long off-season for Hadi Chupan, and there is a high probability that he's gonna stay off all the stuff, all the gear, other than the test, till the end of this year. And then he is gonna start fresh to reconstruct his physique. And I think this is gonna be a new one, because his loss to Samson Dauda at the Olympia this year, that was by very narrow margins. But overall this was such a great year for Hadi Chupan, winning both the Arnolds and then beating the reigning Miss Olympia Derek in such a convincing manner. That is what we call a great year and a great comeback. So Hadi 100% believes in his heart that he can beat Samson Dauda again, because he simply wasn't at his best at this year's Miss Olympia. And even with his legs downsized, his side shorts not as impressive as they were at this past Arnold, he was still tied with Samson Dauda at the prejudging. So he is gonna be back definitely bigger than this Olympia version. Vito in his latest physique update doesn't look human at all. And to think this is his off-season condition, that is just so impressive. So Vito is definitely gonna be the youngest guy on the Olympia stage next year. And this kind of muscularity at 26 years of age, this kind of maturity, that is truly unique. So the man won his pro card by the end of 2022. And his physique has improved tremendously in the last 2 years. Even if we compare that pro card winning physique against the one that we saw at Detroit Pro, he's altogether a different bodybuilder now. And the only thing that Vito needs now is more time to get more muscle maturity, to get more density. And time he has, because he has such impressive size and such amazing shots. Plus the fact that he was in an unbelievable condition both in Brazil as well as Detroit Pro. I mean, he was more ripped than both Tony Burton and Rafael Brandao. And both of these guys are top 10 Olympians. And he did beat Martin Fitzwater in some of the shots at Detroit. And although Martin has improved a lot in these past few months, but so has Vito. He's definitely gonna be a lot bigger, and he's ready to make a big statement next year. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.